back a couple years ago, we really believe in content marketing, so we wanted to create content. And we were creating content like crazy, like articles and how-tos and all sorts of stuff. And then Google introduced this horrible thing called Panda. And all the places we were sending all this content to got devalued. And we're like, now what? I mean, we had our blog and we were creating content for that, and we started to look around and we decided that video was the place that we wanted to be, and yet we really didn't know anything about video marketing and hadn't done any video marketing, and we just had this kind of moment of saying, okay. And let me tell you a little bit about what we did. So first we said, okay, we need videos. So the first thing I did is I go out and I gather all the videos that I can find from our manufacturers, and I put a header and a footer on the end of them, and I throw them up on YouTube. And that was great, except for they didn't reflect our brand, they didn't reflect our values and our value proposition to our customers. So it was great, it was generating traffic, it was super inexpensive, but it didn't really accomplish what we wanted. Second thing, we said, hey, we can get some inexpensive outsourced labor to make us animated videos of our products. We've got these great product photos that we take in-house, and we can give those out. And that didn't work either, because our customers came back to us and said, it doesn't even show us how to use the product. You don't think I can read the product description, right? And so that didn't work. And so what we really ended up is a place where we recognized the need to make our own videos. Our customers wanted videos that showed them how to use the products that we make. And yet I looked at my budget and I said, I can't afford this. I can't make these videos, at least not at the type of cost that I was looking at out there. And so what we did is we developed a program where we could make videos. The target price is $50 a video. So we make 10 videos a week, $50 a piece, roughly $25,000 to $30,000 a year. Last year we made 600 videos, all how-to, showing people how to use a product on our site. So that's kind of my background. It tells you a little bit that I believe in video. Today I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why I think you should invest in your video marketing program. Now, I'm not saying 3 reasons why you should spend $1 million on your video marketing program this year, although some of you, for major brands, maybe that is where you need to go. For us, we're a small site. I see myself as kind of like a guerrilla marketer. I need to get down in the trenches, find ways that are inexpensive to get in front of people, and so that's part of my perspective. And if you're a major brand, I hope that you can take some of the things that I can do and scale them to amazing ways that I could never even imagine. And so I'm going to talk about basically 3 specific things today, though, and the reasons are traffic generation. And I know that doesn't totally fit into this usability sort of thing, but let's be realistic. If you want to sell the reason to do video, and we know that it takes work and effort and money, you need to be able to show that it's coming out with dollars on the other end. And I'm telling you that you can use your video assets to generate traffic. I also am telling you that you can use your video assets to generate brand exposure. And then finally, that we can use our video assets to raise our conversion rate, our average order value, and our customer experience on our site. So I think this is my little thing. Let's talk about traffic generation for a second, and just how can we generate new traffic to our websites using video. First of all, we need to get our video in front of people. So for us, that means that we need to get our video onto our website, onto our blog, and we actually, about 4 months ago now, launched a video blog that's just specifically for all of the videos that we create. It gives us another outlet, a place where we can put our videos out there, and they can rank apart from the product pages that we have for different keywords than we're ranking for our product pages. And we're beginning to see some organic SEO traffic from that. And then onto YouTube. Now, I know that some of you say, well, wait a second, aren't you competing with yourself on YouTube? Yes. You are. So be realistic about your strategy. Maybe you don't want to put all of your videos on all of your places, or maybe you want to have different keywords or different text on YouTube so that you rank for different things. But you can't ignore YouTube. There's just way too much traffic there, way too much brand exposure. And I'll talk a little bit about some strategies for YouTube in a little bit. And then also don't forget that you can share your videos on Pinterest. You can share your videos with your Twitter account. You can share your videos on Facebook. You got Metacafe, Vimeo, Dailymotion. But if you add all of the traffic that you're going to get from Metacafe, Vimeo, and Dailymotion together, then you times it by 10, you'll come close to what you get from YouTube. So don't spend all your time there. You can use some tools to help you get stuff out, but don't neglect your social media channels for video. People want to watch video. Our customers are demanding video. So when it comes to YouTube, and I recorded a webinar on this a little while ago for SEO Moz, but basically when it comes to YouTube, there's really two sides of being successful on YouTube. One is that you have to optimize your videos so that they have all of the keywords and the things that you need from an SEO perspective. And then the other side of it is that you need to create customer engagement. And neither one of those really trumps each other. So YouTube is measuring things like how actively are customers watching it? How long do they watch for? Are they leaving? Are they bouncing? They're also measuring things from an engagement standpoint of, are people sharing it? Are people commenting on it? Are people favoriting it? Are people adding it to their playlists and watch lists? Are people creating video responses? From an engagement standpoint, all the things that we would want them to do on our site, YouTube is also doing that. So if you're going to be serious about driving traffic through YouTube, you need to make sure that you're optimizing for both things. Create good videos, and then make sure that you add the keywords and the things that you need to do, and you can get a lot of traffic from YouTube. I kind of just wanted to mention that from a traffic side. When it comes to video, you're going to rank your videos a lot better on YouTube probably than on your own site. And I'm going to just give you, this is just a quick snapshot of some advanced things you can do with YouTube that are really cool, that you should just write these down and consider doing them if you have a YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, don't forget to transcribe your videos. Transcription is one of the most powerful things you can do. You can find somebody to transcribe videos for less than $1 a minute of audio content, and you can upload that transcription to YouTube. YouTube will actually use that as a ranking factor and take all of those words that are in there and rank you for words that you never would have imagined that you're targeting. It's super easy and it doesn't take very long. Promoted videos. This is one of those things that probably belongs next door more, but I'm going to mention it, and that is that you really should be promoting all of your videos. One of the people that I met actually at this conference, another retailer, told me about this, and you can actually bid about 5 cents is a pretty good number. 5 cents per click. You'll pay about 3. And you get people driven to these things, great brand exposure, awesome. And as soon as you promote it, you get something called a click-through overlay, which is in the bottom left-hand corner. You have that feature gets turned on as soon as that video is promoted. That's free. So you get to put a little ad on your thing with your brand logo that says, hey, go visit my site for this product or for whatever. That's a free click. Anyone who watches that video is going to get to see that ad. You're going to have a bunch of people clicking through that, going to your website. Just kind of a bonus thing. If you're not a branded channel, it's not that easy to become a branded channel unless you have somebody like a connection at Google. So if you have a Google rep and you have a YouTube channel and your YouTube channel is sort of even halfway decent, you can get them to turn the branded status on. Branded status means that you can take the top portion of your YouTube channel and you can make it clickable back to your website, so you can actually integrate navigation of your site onto your YouTube channel so that someone who is there, they can actually do a lot more than that. I just don't have enough clout with Google to get them to make me that big of a partner, but at least a branded channel, if you have those kind of connections, you can make that happen. Custom thumbnails is something that they just introduced. If you don't have the ability to do custom thumbnails, the trick to getting that turned on, and this is a major like click-through optimization thing, is making sure that your thumbnail is awesome for the video that you're promoting. And if you don't have the ability to do that, all you have to do is take one video from your account and make it make it monetized. So take one that no one ever watches, and I'm sure you don't have any videos like that in your account, but if you do, you can take one and you can monetize it, and as soon as that happens, then they'll upgrade your account and you can do custom thumbnails. So make sure that you have like a really awesome, something that says, I want to click through that. And then the last one is playlists. Make sure you add your videos to playlists. It's amazing how well those rank on YouTube. So this is just some bonus strategies for YouTube, getting some traffic flowing through YouTube. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. And then the last part of traffic generation is organic search traffic for your videos. This is actually a picture of the top 3 results for a specific product in our niche that we sell. And you'll see that Amazon ranks #1. That kind of makes me mad, but that happens a lot. And then number 2 is our product page on our site. You'll notice that I took the thumbnail and I made it a picture of the product. It looks kind of like a product listing ad, except it's in the organic search. So someone gets to click on that. It has our title, mybinding.com. It has a nice picture there. You're going to raise your click-through rates in organic search huge. I'm going to the real key to making sure that you get organic listings and win those organic listings for your site with video is going to be making sure that you have good thumbnails and making sure that you have a really solid video sitemap. And that you have embedded them using search engine friendly URLs. So that's kind of like a quick overview of some ways to drive traffic to your site through video. I just kind of wanted to blow through those. We use Wistia for our hosting. You're going to want to find somebody that helps you to manage that video sitemap, unless you've got like awesome development resources, because the video sitemap's pretty complex and you want to make sure that it's being updated all the time, because Google really doesn't like out-of-date video sitemaps. So it's kind of one of those things. So that's the first part of why do you want to invest in video, is because it's going to drive traffic to your site. It's real measurable traffic. You can look at your referral traffic from YouTube. You can look at that. My goal every single month is that I want to see enough revenue from our video program to pay for all the new videos that I'm making. Now, from a standpoint of like big win, it's not a big win in terms of like I'm not getting a 5 or a 10 or a 50 times return on investment on my video program, but I'm putting awesome content out there, and if I can measure that, the uplift that I'm getting with my customers, that's more difficult to measure. The ones that tell me, I love your video and that's why I bought it from you, but I can't prove that. That's totally worth it. So find a way to make your video program a win from an ROI standpoint so that you can win in the even more intangible ways. And I can talk about that in a second. So the second reason to invest in your video marketing program right now is because of brand exposure. It is amazing how many eyeballs you can get on your brand using video. I'll kind of give you an idea. So video is kind of like the virus that everyone wants to catch. But I sell binding machines and laminators and office products and really boring things. And so some days I wish I sold kittens, because it seems like there's always a kitten video that's going viral, right? And I can't make a binding machine video go viral. At least I haven't figured out a way yet. I'm still working on it. We've had these brainstorming sessions with my team, and we're talking about Bigfoot, and I was like, oh. But no, I haven't found a way to make it go viral. And so, you know, binding, just not viral. At least not yet. We're working on it. So if you don't sell kittens, you might need to do more. And so that's kind of our strategy at MyBinding. We recognize that one viral video probably equals 500 of our videos, but since I can't make a viral one, I'm going to have to make 500. And so the deal is we make a lot of videos. We put out a lot of video content. We get it out there, and it's successful for us. So currently, we're at almost 3 million views on YouTube. Last month, through product listing, or I mean, through our paid search, we had 7,000 clicks on our videos at 3 cents a piece, and it converted better than our non-branded traffic through Google AdWords. We are getting, so I did a little bit of a mistake a little while ago, and I accidentally switched, well, I didn't accidentally do it, but I thought I had a good idea from an SEO standpoint, and I switched my videos over to another platform for a little while, and I lost my video thumbnails. And I lost like 300 unique visitors a day, which is a big thing for me. I was like, oh no. Anyway, they came back, but I mean, but for a few days, I lost I lost over 300 unique visitors. That's just from the video thumbnails. They got removed for a little bit, so I'm seeing a big uplift in my conversion. But I'm doing it one unique, weird product at a time. So we're making a video about a stapler. We're making a video about a binding machine. We're making a video about a laminator. We're making a video about how do you use this with this. I mean, none of them have a ton of traffic. There's not a lot of interest. No one's saying, hey, you know, there's not like 1,000 people a day that want to watch this binding machine demo video. But if you're interested in that video, it really meets the needs of my customers. And so that's what we do, is we make more. And we find ways to do more with less. And so for me, that's where the $50 came from. I needed to figure out a way to make videos cheaper, because I sell a lot of products that I don't sell that many a year, right? I mean, there's gonna be a lot of products, and if I look at that and I have to run an ROI evaluation on every single product and say, okay, you know, can I make enough, can I sell enough of these this year to pay for that video? The answer in a lot of cases is no, but I can't afford not to make videos because my customers want them, and it's branding, and I want to get in front of more people. And so the answer is you have to find an ROI that you're going to be comfortable with, and that's where doing more with less really comes. And then the last part of this, the third reason why you really need to do video today, is for customer engagement. And this is the thing. So I mentioned before that one of the things we did is we tried to make those animated videos, and you've all seen them. Some people do them really well. We didn't do them all that well. I mean, we made animated videos. They looked nice. They were HD. They had, like, you know, flying in shots from this way, and they turn around, and they looked really cool. But the customers didn't want them. And so ultimately, we've kind of plugged in with our customers to find out what they really want. And what does a customer who's buying a binding machine really want? They want to see the binding machine work. Most of them have never bound something in their life. They don't really know about binding. They're not like up on the whole binding scene and technology. You know, they don't know the difference between this and that. They just want to know, is this going to accomplish my need? Is it going to solve my problem? And can I move on to something that's actually important for my day and my life? And that's really like a customer mentality that a lot of our customers have. There's nothing that I can do to convince you today that you need a binding machine unless you need a binding machine. Right? I mean, I could sit here and tell you all the reasons why you need to bind your documents, but next week, when you have a presentation that you need to give to somebody important, and you decide that you want it to look nice, you may decide you need a binding machine. And at that point, I need to engage with you. I need to help you, and I need to be the answer and the solution to your problem. And so that, for us, is a big part of it. We need to give our customers what they want. My customers did not want animated videos that showed them the same thing that they could read on the page. My customers wanted to see the machine work. They wanted to know, is this a good machine? I mean, that's a really common question. Is this a good machine? They wanted to know, is this going to work for my needs? They wanted to know, what does the finished product look like? How hard is this? How long is it going to take me to do this thing? These are the things that my customers wanted to know. Your customers are going to ask similar questions. It's obviously going to be shaped around your particular customer base, but if you produce a video that doesn't answer your customers' needs and desires, you are not going to see the results that you want. See, we have a lot of customers that will tell us, we bought from you because you had a video. Now, I said a little while ago that I don't have like all these great metrics. I can see that people who watch videos on our site are far more likely to buy. And I've read studies that show an upwards of a 300% conversion rate lift of people who watch that video on the site versus people who don't watch the video on the site. And yet, a lot of that is very difficult to measure. There's a little bit of trust. What I can measure is the fact that customers are telling me, we like your videos. We watch them, and that's why we buy from you. Now, I can't say, okay, that's 10% of all of my customer base. That's why I had to find another way to make the ROI come out so that I can justify the program every single month. Now, maybe you don't have those same sort of constraints where you have to make the dollars come out, but for a lot of us who are digital marketers who are driven by ROI metrics, one of the hardest things that we have to do is to be able to justify large expenses if we can't show specific dollars tied back to those. And especially if you're in the paid search market, that paid search guy is going to come to you and say, I spent $10 and I got $100 back. And you're going to say, I spent $50 and I have no idea what I got back. So you got to change the conversation a little bit. Make sure you're giving your customers what they want, and make sure you can do it at a price that you can. A couple of things that, seem totally obvious. This is a little cartoon, but it makes a point, which is basically make your videos easy to find. Don't hide them. And we're guilty of this as much as anything. You got this product page real estate issue, right? And, you hide your videos down at the bottom, and you put them in a tab, and we do that in a lot of cases. And that's one of the things that we're working on changing right now, because our customers say, we love your videos, but we have other customers that say, we love your videos, but I didn't even know you had them. And then I stumbled across it, and then, wow, that's so cool. We have now over 2,000 videos that we've created, and we'll occasionally get a customer saying, yeah, I totally loved it. That's why I bought from you, but I just sort of happened on it. Don't make people happen on your stuff. Make sure that you lift it up. There's also evidence that shows that Google is looking at that from a traffic generation standpoint. They want prominent placement. If you want natural search results, they want prominent placement on the page. If they don't have prominent placement, if you're hiding it, if you're trying to, put it in a little box down in the corner or something like that, they're not going to give you that thumbnail that you really want in terms of driving additional traffic to your site. And then ultimately what it really comes down to is increase the amount of time that people spend on your site. And we've seen almost a 25% increase overall in our amount of time spent on our site since implementing our video program a year and a half ago. I can't say that all of that. I want to say that I believe it's because we're better in a lot of different areas, but I believe that every person who watches video on our site is spending a lot more time on our site because they're watching video. Right? And we use Wistia as our hosting platform, and I can look at that, and I can see that people spend, I think it's around 14 hours a day total watching videos on our site. That's a lot of time spent on our site that they may not have been spending otherwise. A lot of them would be bouncing otherwise. Reduce your bounce rates. You can reduce your bounce rates because people are going to be more likely to do things. Now, we haven't really used it as a strategy. If you wanted to, you could put your videos so they click through to another page, and then you could actually dramatically reduce your bounce rate. It might be a feel good, and there is a potential SEO benefit to it, but reality is people who find what they want don't bounce. So give them what they want. Make sure that you give them added value on that page so that they stay and they shop and ultimately they buy. And raise your average order value. You're going to raise your average order value because people are going to buy. They're going to make more complex purchases. So if somebody lands on our site and they say, I need some binding combs, they're probably going to buy those binding combs whether they're, it's a $5 or a $10 purchase. If they land on my site and they say, I need a $2,500 binding machine, there's a lot more that goes into that sale. And so for us, raising the average order value is a lot about getting those higher level purchasers to take the time to do their research with us and not with somebody else, so that they can make the decision that we're a trustworthy company, that we actually know what we're talking about, that we're worth buying from, even sometimes at a slightly higher price than our competitors. So if I can give you 4 key takeaways from this, I gave you 3 reasons to invest in your video marketing. First, video doesn't need to be expensive. We're an example of that. even if you don't have the $50 a video to invest. And I'm not gonna say that you can invest $50 a video and do 2 videos, because it's not realistic. You're gonna have to do some sort of scale to make that happen, because there's some investment. We've spent about $1,000 setting up our studio, and the only way I could get to $50 was basically finding a person that had the skills to do this thing and giving them steady work. So they're doing something else on the side. I'm saying, I'll give you a guaranteed 10 videos a week. Make them for me. You can make $500. I'm happy. You're happy. It works out. It works, and it does. It works out really well. So, but if you don't have that, if you don't have a huge budget, you can always leverage the assets that you already have. So I was talking to a guy over next door. He runs a like a major, or marketing for a major national brand of home improvement stores in Australia. Really cool. And I said, how many commercials have you done? It's like, yeah, hundreds, maybe 1,000. I said, imagine taking those assets and putting them out there for your customers in terms of ranking. Like, imagine taking all of that and getting it in front of people so that they can see you and your company, and you can rank for all these terms, and you can make sure that you get them. And that type of initiative is very inexpensive. You don't have to spend a fortune. You don't have to pay, and they've already paid. They already paid big dollars to have all of these commercials made. And for most of us here, if you're a retailer, then you probably have vendors that have made videos. And if you're a vendor and you're selling to retailers, you probably have already made videos to get to them. So there's all sorts of ways to leverage these assets to get them in front of people and to make it happen. Number 2, key takeaway, distribute your video to multiple channels to increase exposure. Don't get stuck on one. And I can give you a couple there was this, there's a couple of different platforms out there that will help you to basically push your videos out to a whole bunch of different places. I'm gonna tell you that you're probably best just getting a marketing intern to sit there and do it manually to the 3 or 4 most important places, and not worry about using this platform that spams the internet with your video. And the reason for that is that Google sort of changed the game. You don't want to necessarily distribute your content to every place under the sun. So I would say get a marketing intern or somebody like that to sit there and post it. Make sure you have a plan, to say, oh, I'm going to post it this place, this place, this place, this place, and make it happen. And make sure that you have a plan for how you're going to leverage YouTube versus how you're going to leverage your own site and your own assets and your social media, and so that you have some synergy that happens between all of those places. Number 3 is leverage the power of YouTube and take advantage of those advanced strategies that I gave you. I gave you that one slide. It has some things that I've learned over the years that are really cool, and they're not hard, and they're not expensive, and they can make a big difference for you. So even if you leave with nothing else, which you're going to leave with 4 key takeaways, but really that one slide that had the tips about becoming a brand channel partner, creating click-through overlays. If you're doing anything on YouTube, there's some real gold in there, and you want to do that. And then the last one is give your customers what they want. Make sure you ask them. And have them, so if you don't have an official testing policy, we're a pretty small company, we don't have a official testing platform. We don't have, the last speaker, she's talking about getting people all over Canada to do things. Maybe just talk to your customers, have your customer service people do it and say, hey, did you watch the video? What did you think? Make sure you're doing surveys. We do surveys, and we watch, and I look for any sort of mention of our video program, positive, negative, and respond to it, right? And so, I'm just saying that when it comes to video, you want to make sure that you're meeting their needs. The other thing on YouTube, there are a lot of haters on YouTube. So if you make something crappy and you put it out on YouTube, chances are they're going to tell you all about how it's horrible. And so that's either that or no one's watching it, because people on YouTube are notorious for that, and you're going to get a lot of things. So listen to the comments. If they're telling you, I don't know why I just wasted the last 30 seconds of my life, that might be a good indication that you're not giving your customers what they want. So that's kind of some 4 key takeaways and 3 reasons to invest in your in your video marketing.
good morning. I have two questions. One is, what would you say is a really good general duration for a how-to video or a product video? And also, second question is, do you use your narrator in the video, or do you have just the product in the video with a narrator outside, or a combination of the two?
Sure. Okay, so two really good questions. Average duration, a minute is great. Minute and a half at the longest, 45 seconds is fine. You're probably going to have some sort of intro and outro clip that are going to take 10 seconds of that. So you go 45 seconds, is a pretty short video. If it accomplishes the purpose that it has, if you're doing a really complex thing, then great. I mean, like, showing, I bought a car stereo for my wife and I decided to try to install it myself, and I wanted to watch, it was 7 minutes and I watched it 10 times to try to figure out how to do it myself. But for most of us, they want the down and dirty. They want to see it. They want to know, okay, is it good? All that kind of stuff. A minute's a pretty good amount of time. What I find on YouTube, because they show all of those metrics of like attention, is that anything above about a minute and a half and you're seeing people fall off. They quit. I mean, they're like, I've got enough information, I'm moving on, I've spent enough time, part of my life. Now again, your products are probably far more interesting than mine, but at the same time, that's kind of what we've seen. And then as far as the question of narrator, that's a question partially about budget for us. So we made the decision not to include faces in our videos. And there is a trade-off with that in terms of budget versus usability. People like faces, but we found that it doubled and tripled the cost of creating videos for us. And the reason for that is then you have to match your audio with your narrative. People don't want to see a face and have talking over top of that. So, and you don't want to have the lips moving and the audio not syncing. And so what we found is hands and products, which accomplish the primary motivator that our customers had, which is they want to see the product in action. Hands and products was a much better way for us to go, because then we could basically wipe the audio and do a narration over top. But I will say that our customers by far wanted actual audio, not a song, not a like a ditty or anything like that. They wanted to have somebody explain it to them in the video. So that is something that we heard from our customers. And so what we do is we take all the shots. We have 3 cameras set up at different angles. We take all the shots, we splice it all together, then we go back with a microphone and record like a little audio overlay that basically explains what that person is doing. And it's a really inexpensive way of coming up. If you want to do, voice and lips, you can do it, but you're going to have to take a lot more takes because people like me say and things all the time, and it makes it really hard to do that splicing and get a really good quality video at the end.